Welcome back to the channel, amazing collectors and coin enthusiasts. Today we're taking a closer look at a classic piece of American history, the United States Jefferson 5-cent coin. In your hands is a coin that has been part of everyday life for generations, yet it still holds a special place in the world of collectors. On one side, you can see the detailed portrait of Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers of the United States, along with the word Liberty and the year of issue. On the reverse, the iconic image of Monticello, Jefferson's historic home, stands proudly beneath the motto E Pluribus Unum, with United States of America and 5 cents clearly engraved. These classic elements make the Jefferson nickel one of the most recognizable coins ever produced. Even though this coin was made for everyday use, certain years, mint marks, and rare varieties can be surprisingly valuable to collectors. Small details like condition, strike quality, and historical context can turn an ordinary-looking nickel into a highly desirable collectible. So in today's video, we'll explore the history, design, potential value, and the key features you should always check before spending or selling a coin like this. Stay with me, because this simple 5-cent piece might be more interesting, and possibly more valuable, than you ever imagined. Today we are diving deep into a very interesting and widely collected American coin, the 1995 Jefferson Nickel, also known as the United States 5-cent coin. At first glance, this coin may look ordinary because millions of people have used it in everyday transactions. But when we take a closer look, we discover that even a common coin like this can hold history, meaning, and sometimes surprising collector value. Let's start with the obverse, or the front side, of the coin. Here you can clearly see the left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers of the United States and the third president. His image has appeared on the nickel since 1938, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. Around Jefferson's portrait, you will notice the famous inscription, "In God We Trust," along the left side, and on the right side the word Liberty, followed by the date, 1995. This simple but powerful design reflects both national identity and historical respect. Now let's turn the coin over to the reverse side. Here you will see the well-known image of Monticello, the historic home of Thomas Jefferson located in Virginia. Above the building is the Latin motto E Pluribus Unum, which means out of many, one, symbolizing unity among the states. Below Monticello, the words United States of America and 5 cents confirm the coin's denomination. This reverse design is iconic and has been recognized by generations of collectors. The 1995 Jefferson nickel was minted in large numbers, mainly at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and some proof versions were produced in San Francisco for collectors. Because of the high mintage, most 1995 nickels are considered common in circulated condition. However, as every serious collector knows, value does not depend only on the year. It depends heavily on condition, mint mark, and possible mint errors. If you look carefully near the date on the obverse, you may find a small mint mark such as D for Denver. Coins without a mint mark were produced in Philadelphia. Proof coins from San Francisco usually carry the S mint mark and have a mirror-like finish. These proof versions are especially attractive for collectors because of their sharp details and polished surfaces. One of the most important factors that affects the value of a 1995 Jefferson nickel is its grade or condition. Coins that have been used in daily circulation often show scratches, wear, and dull surfaces. These typically hold only face value or a small premium. But coins that remain in uncirculated condition, with strong luster and minimal marks, can be worth significantly more to collectors who seek high-quality examples for their collections. Another exciting aspect that collectors always look for is the possibility of mint errors. Sometimes during the minting process, coins can be struck off-center, show doubled letters, or have unusual surface features. While such errors are rare, when they do appear on coins like the 1995 nickel, they can increase the coin's desirability and market value. That's why experienced collectors always recommend checking every old coin carefully before spending it. Historically, the Jefferson nickel represents stability in American coinage. Since its introduction in 1938, the design has remained mostly consistent, which makes it a favorite series for both beginners and advanced collectors. The 1995 issue may not be among the rarest dates, but it still plays an important role in completing date and mint collections. For many collectors, building a full Jefferson nickel set, from the early years to modern issues, is both affordable and rewarding. The metal composition of the 1995 nickel is also interesting. Like most modern nickels, It is made from a blend of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This composition gives the coin its distinctive silver-gray appearance and durability. Unlike older silver coins, its value does not come from precious metal content but rather from collector demand and condition. For new collectors, coins like the 1995 Jefferson Nickel are a great starting point. They are easy to find, inexpensive, and perfect for learning how to identify mint marks, evaluate condition, and understand coin grading. Over time, as collectors gain experience, they begin to notice small details. Sharp steps on Monticello, strong hair details on Jefferson, and original mint luster that separate an ordinary coin from a premium example. In today's coin market, most circulated 1995 nickels remain common, but high-grade uncirculated coins, certified examples, or coins with unique errors can sell for noticeably higher prices. This shows an important lesson in coin collecting. Even a simple 5-cent piece can become special when preserved in excellent condition. So if you have old jars, coin rolls, or collections at home, it's always worth checking for Jefferson Nickels from different years, including 1995. You never know, you might discover a coin with better condition, a proof finish, or a rare mint feature that makes it more desirable than you expected. The beauty of coin collecting is not only about high prices, it is also about history, design, and the stories each coin carries. The 1995 Jefferson Nickel reminds us that everyday money can become tomorrow's collectible treasure. In this video, we explored the design, history, mint varieties, composition, and potential value factors of the 1995 Jefferson 5-cent coin. As you continue your collecting journey, remember that knowledge and careful observation are your most powerful tools. So before you spend your old nickels, take a closer look, because sometimes the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprise. Thanks for watching, and let's continue discovering more rare and fascinating coins together. The 1989 Jefferson Nickel with the D mint mark. At first glance, this 5-cent coin may seem very common, but as many experienced collectors know, even ordinary coins can hide surprising value when the right details are present. The Jefferson Nickel has been part of American pocket change since 1938, and it features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers of the United States. On the front, or obverse, you can see Jefferson's left-facing profile along with the famous motto, "In God We Trust," and the word "Liberty," followed by the date 1989. On coins from the Denver Mint, you'll also notice a small D mint mark near the date, which tells us where the coin was produced. Now, the 1989 D Jefferson Nickel was struck in very large numbers. Millions of these coins entered circulation, which is why most examples you find in everyday change are considered common. However, in coin collecting, rarity is not only about how many were made, it's also about condition, quality, and special varieties. Let's talk about condition first. Coins that spent many years in circulation usually show scratches, dull surfaces, and worn details. On a worn 1989 D nickel, Jefferson's hair and cheek will appear smooth, and the lettering around the rim may not be sharp. These circulated coins typically carry only a small premium over face value and are often worth just a few cents to a casual buyer. But the story changes when we move into high-grade coins. If a 1989 D Jefferson Nickel was saved early and never used in daily transactions, it may still have strong luster, sharp edges, and clear design details. Collectors call these coins uncirculated. In higher mint state grades, especially coins with clean surfaces and bright original shine, the value can rise significantly compared to ordinary pocket change. Another important factor collectors watch for is full detail on the Monticello steps on the reverse side of the coin. Although we're focusing on the front today, the back shows Jefferson's home, Monticello. Coins with very sharp steps, often called full steps by collectors, can command much stronger interest because they indicate a high-quality strike from the mint. Now let's discuss something that excites collectors even more: mint errors and varieties. Occasionally, during the minting process, small mistakes happen. These can include off-center strikes, double lettering, die cracks, or unusual surface textures. If a 1989 D nickel shows clear doubling in the letters, numbers, or Jefferson's profile, it could be worth far more than a normal example. Error coins are unique pieces of history because they show exactly how something went slightly wrong during production. Another detail to check is the mint luster and original color. Even though Jefferson Nickels are made from a copper-nickel composition, fresh coins have a smooth, slightly silvery appearance. If your coin still shows that original glow without heavy marks, it may grade higher and attract collectors who build date and mint sets. You should also pay attention to bag marks. When coins are stored in large mint bags, they often bump into each other, creating small nicks. A 1989D nickel with fewer marks than usual can stand out in grading and become more desirable. Professional grading services sometimes certify these coins, placing them in protective holders and assigning a numerical grade. Higher grades often mean stronger market value. So, how much can a 1989D Jefferson nickel actually be worth? Most circulated examples remain common and inexpensive. However, uncirculated coins in top condition, especially those with exceptional strike quality or recognized error features, can sell for noticeably higher prices among collectors. The difference between an average coin and a premium example can be huge, depending entirely on preservation and rarity of the variety. If you think you may have a better-than-average piece, avoid cleaning it. Cleaning can damage the surface and reduce collector value. Instead, store the coin in a soft holder or coin flip to protect it from further wear. Many valuable coins have lost potential simply because someone tried to make them look shiny. For new collectors, the 1989D Jefferson Nickel is actually a great learning coin. It's affordable, widely available, and perfect for practicing how to examine mint marks, surface quality, and strike details. By studying coins like this, you train your eye to spot the rare ones that truly stand out. Before you spend any old nickel you find, take a moment to check the date, the mint mark, and the condition. Sometimes the smallest difference, sharper letters, cleaner fields, or unusual doubling, can turn an ordinary 5-cent coin into a collectible piece. In the end, the 1989D Jefferson Nickel reminds us that value in coin collecting isn't just about age. Even modern coins can become desirable when they are preserved in excellent condition or carry unique mint characteristics. That's why collectors always say, look closely at every coin, you never know which one might be the hidden gem. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoy discovering the real value behind everyday coins, keep checking your change, keep learning the details, and keep building your collection one coin at a time. The 1976 Jefferson Nickel, a 5-cent coin from the United States that many people have seen in their daily change but rarely examine closely. While this coin is often considered common, certain details, like condition, mint mark, and possible mint errors, can make some examples far more interesting to collectors. The Jefferson Nickel series has been part of American coinage since 1938, and by 1976 the design was already a familiar sight in pockets across the country. On the obverse, you'll see the left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, along with the well-known motto, "In God We Trust," and the word "Liberty," followed by the date 1976. These design elements remained consistent for decades, which is why collectors often compare coins year by year to spot subtle differences in strike quality and preservation. The year 1976 is especially memorable in U.S. history because it marked the bicentennial era, celebrating 200 years since American independence in 1776. While the quarter, half dollar, and dollar received special bicentennial designs, the Jefferson Nickel kept its traditional look. Even so, many collectors still pay attention to 1976 nickels because they belong to that historic period and are often saved as part of bicentennial era sets. In 1976, Jefferson Nickels were produced at multiple mints, including Philadelphia and Denver, and some proof coins were made in San Francisco for collectors. The presence or absence of a mint mark, such as a small D or S, can influence how desirable a coin is. Mint marks help identify where the coin was struck and can sometimes point to differences in quality or scarcity between locations. Condition plays one of the biggest roles in determining value. Most 1976 nickels found today have spent years in circulation, which means you'll often see worn details, faded luster, and small scratches. On these circulated coins, Jefferson's hair and cheek may appear smooth, and the lettering might not be as crisp. These pieces are usually worth only face value or slightly more to casual buyers. However, coins that were saved early, especially those taken from mint rolls or collector sets, can still exist in uncirculated condition. These coins may show strong original shine, sharp rims, and clear design features. Higher-grade mint-state examples are always more appealing to collectors because fewer survive without wear. The difference between a heavily used coin and a well-preserved one can be dramatic when viewed side by side. Another important feature collectors examine is the reverse side, which shows Jefferson's home, Monticello. On well-struck coins, The steps of Monticello appear sharp and well-defined. Some collectors specifically look for nickels with strong step detail, since that indicates a higher quality strike from the mint. Coins with clearer architectural detail often receive better grades and stronger interest in the collector market. Just like with many U.S. coins, mint errors can also appear on 1976 Jefferson Nickels. These might include off-center strikes, doubled letters or numbers, die cracks, or weak strikes that leave parts of the design faint. Error coins are especially exciting because they are accidental and therefore less common. If you ever notice unusual doubling in the date or lettering, it's worth taking a closer look before spending the coin. Collectors also pay attention to surface quality. Marks, nicks, and contact scratches, often called bag marks, can lower a coin's grade. A 1976 nickel with fewer marks and smoother fields stands out compared to typical circulated pieces. Some collectors even send their best examples to professional grading services, where the coin is authenticated, graded, and sealed in a protective holder. So what is the real market value of a 1976 Jefferson nickel? In most cases, circulated coins remain common and inexpensive. But uncirculated coins, proof versions from San Francisco, or pieces with notable mint errors can be worth significantly more to the right collector. Value always depends on rarity, demand, and especially the overall condition of the coin. If you happen to find a 1976 nickel in your change, it's a good idea to check the mint mark, look at the sharpness of the design, and see whether the coin still has any original luster. Even if it's not rare, it can still be a meaningful addition to a beginner's collection, particularly for those building a year-by-year Jefferson nickel set. One mistake many people make is cleaning old coins to make them look shiny. Cleaning can actually damage the surface and reduce collector value. It's always better to keep the coin in its natural state and store it in a simple coin holder to prevent further wear. The 1976 Jefferson nickel is a great reminder that coin collecting isn't only about very old or silver coins. Even modern base metal coins can become desirable when they are preserved in excellent condition or show unique characteristics. By learning how to observe small details, like mint marks, strike quality, and surface preservation, you increase your chances of spotting coins that others might overlook. In the end, every coin tells a story. The 1976 Jefferson nickel connects everyday pocket change with an important period in American history. Whether it's a common circulated piece or a sharp uncirculated example, it still holds value as part of the long-running Jefferson Nickel series. So before you spend your next 5-cent coin, take a closer look. You might just discover a collectible hiding in plain sight.